ding, registered.
Yeah.
I would never do that to any of my children. And,
So how do you balance your drive with family time and relaxing and spending time with your wife and your kids? How do you balance that? Because I assume, for myself personally, I have to keep myself accountable because I can really go deep into it. I can work and work and work and work because I love it.
Yes.
But I also know that, that's one of the reasons I'm so happy I found the man that I did to marry, because he really balances that in me.
Yes.
But I have to keep myself accountable. How do you do that?
Well, I make decisions in advance that I will take a day or days off.
Mm-hmm.
I take long vacations, 1 or 2 weeks, Hawaii 3 weeks every year with my family. And I'll take all my kids and my grandchildren. So we have 4 children, 5 grandchildren, and they're ummers. And 2 of them are not married. And this is a funny one-liner. You're introducing the person who is with your son or daughter, and they're adults, but they're not married, but they're obviously living together. And you say, "This is my my ummer." So we call them ummers.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
And so it was almost invariably 4 kids. We'll have, of course, 2 of them are happily married, and 2 of them have children, and then the others have boyfriends or girlfriends, and so the whole family goes on vacation in the summer, vacation in the winter, and we plan that. And then my wife plans vacations just with she and I.
Okay.
And we plan them in advance, and we never violate them. If we say we're going to go, we always go. We never change our mind.
Does Barbara ever have to say to you, "Okay, Brian, put that away, relax tonight"?
It's time to stop. Yeah. Yes, she does. And she'll ask me, when are you stopping? I love to work, and so I usually work till 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening in my office. I write 4 books a year.
I know, it's so
And
crazy.
so and I've spoken in 82 countries.
Wow.
And so I'm one of the best published authors in more countries than anyone else because I enjoy it.
Yeah.
So Barbara says, you have to stop at 7 o'clock. Dinner's at 7. And I say, okay. And at 7 o'clock, she'll come in. She'll say, it's 7, okay? Turn off everything. Don't argue, because she's the most important person in our family.
51%.
51%.
Yeah, I won't forget that.
No.
And is there ever a time that you feel like it's too much right now, and maybe I should slow down? Or has there ever been a time in your life where you felt like you had too much on your plate, you were doing too much, and things suffered?
No, what happens is I always, whatever I'm doing, if one of my children calls or comes over, I stop everything. As far as everything stops, and it has since they were infants. Before I got married, I had a friend, and this friend, a girlfriend, not a girlfriend, but a very nice friend. And she was a bit messed up, and she told me she knows why she's messed up. She'd been married, divorced, and everything. And it was because her mother, when she was growing up, her mother liked to read. And so she would go to talk to her mother when she was a little girl, 4, 5, 6, 7. And her mother would say, "Get away from me, I'm reading." And she said she still remembers how hurt she was that a newspaper was more important than she was. And I, ding, registered.
Yeah.
I would never do that to any of my children.
Yeah.
And so if ever they came, wanted to talk, crawled up when they were children, stop everything. And my daughter is now 36. She's a PhD. She's got a doctorate. She has her own practice. She's written 2 books with me, and we're working on a 3rd, and so on. And she came up to me when I was sitting outside, and I was reading something, and she came up and said, "How you doing, Dad?" She's visiting with her family. And whatever it was, I put it away. And she said, "You know something? All my life, you've always put it away."
Wow.
I remember when I was 5 years old, is that you always stop reading whenever I wanted to talk to you. She said, "You have no idea how important that was to me." I still remember it from the time she was 5.
Wow.
And that was my thought. Is before she was born, my thought is I never want my children to feel that they are less than something physical, a book, a television show. When my family members come into my house, I turn off the family. If I'm watching television, I turn it off.
Wow.
They never have to compete. And with my wife, she wants to talk, television goes off.
Wow. What I do, I say, "Shh, I got to hear this part." Just
yeah.
There's a few shows. There's a few shows. We should really finish with some ABBA. Right. That's our song, Brian.
Yes, great song.